Welcome everyone, I'm Helene and you are at Cabin Fever Crochet, and I'm here to show you my first Mary Maxim order. Can you believe that? Never ordered before, and I've been so interested in Crystal at Bag O' Day, her Tonal Hues yarn that she came out with exclusive to Mary Maxim. So I waited till I had a little more yarn budget built up, and I just placed a small order to try 3 different yarns. And yes, their shipping is extremely expensive, but they do have sales. They have sales on yarn, reduced shipping, say $4.99 on a minimum purchase, and go online and look for coupons. I found a good one, so that was great because the yarn was 25% off, and then I found a free shipping on a minimal order, and I reached that, so that was perfect. Oh, I'm so excited. I have not even opened this out of the sealed package yet, so we could do this together. First up, let's just open this and see what it's about. I've read the reviews and everyone says it's soft, but they're mixed reviews on the knots and how many are in there. I won't know until I actually make a project in it too. So, and then I'll share that with you in a tutorial. All right, so Bag O' Day Tonal Hues, gorgeous colors. It was not easy deciding, but I went with the neutral for some particular outfits, and good neutral, even though it is self-strapping. It'll go with a lot of different things that I have, and it's a very like a mauve brown undertone in the darker. Although I'm now noticing this palette, especially that darker color, is showing different in different lighting. So in full sun here, it's definitely brighter, more rust leaning than it is in person, and especially indoors where it looks more mauve brown. So I do think it'll work with either color family, and will pull whatever you're wearing. And if you're wearing a true neutral like a beige, it'll give a nice soft pop of color. They have really fun names. She's a big fan of Freddie Mercury, and she names all her yarn and I even believe her tutorials after something in his songs, like a phrase. This is called Miracle on Earth. Yep, Miracle on Earth, which I think is pretty cool. Ooh, gotta be careful not to undo my cake, but you can see it does graduate into the different hues so beautifully. I am just excited, looking forward to working with this. Think it's going to be great, and showing up the stitches. And something I tested out, a little pattern that I came up with sometime last year, at least, maybe even before that, and I uncovered that. I'm like, oh, I forgot all about it. So I think that will be perfect for this. So that's when I'll give you a little more review of the yarn. Just keep it brief, but within that tutorial, once I've actually worked up a project. 100% acrylic, anti-pilling acrylic at that, and it has a pretty sheen to it. I don't know why I thought it would be a little more on the semi like satiny finish, semi-matte, semi-shiny. At least in the sun, it's pretty shiny. It might just be because of the sun is reflecting off of it, but it's really pretty in different types of lighting. And I just love the colorway on that. And again, Miracle on Earth, it's 150 grams, 5.3 ounces, 280 yards. So I'm really happy to support another YouTube channel, and Crystal works so hard on this. I can only imagine how long it took to bring this whole thing together. So I got three of these, enough to make at least one project and maybe a little companion piece. Let's test this out, shall we? Just do a little magic circle. Ooh, okay, I'm doing cluster stitch. Oh, this just glides on the hook. I think it'll just be lovely. Oh, and this is a Furls hook. This is their new matte metal stream line, but just gives a little bit extra grip, which is nice because this is more of a slippery acrylic, so it's working really well for that. Oh yeah, oh yes. All right, so there you go. Very pretty stitch definition. It feels nice. The yarn sure came undone really easily as I'm pulling it out, and even when I get there, to the very end, I created a little self knot, and even that picked apart easy too. Now that the sun has gone behind the clouds, and it's chilly again, the sheen is not quite as shiny now. I think it was just reflecting off the sun. Yeah, that's pretty. Very, very pretty. I think I'll be quite happy with that. Can't go wrong with any of the colors. They're all beautiful and unique. I'm going to make a lovely blanket. Oh, that Seven Seas color is just stunning. Next up is Mary Maxim's Prism yarn. I've been intrigued by this for quite a while, been wanting to try it, wondering how it compares to the Red Heart Unforgettable or the Lion Brand Landscapes, more their original one that they used to have. So many stunning colors. That was not easy either to decide. So, oh, I didn't tell you, I'm sorry, before we get into this, it reminded me where Bag O' Days Tonal Hues, made in Turkey. Good. Okay. And so is the Prism yarn. Just notice that. 100 grams, 3.5 ounces, 290 yards. So this is a number 3 light. This is a number 4. Okay, number 3 light, and it recommends a 6 for a 4 millimeter. Oh, those are knitting needles. Okay. Oh, well, no crochet recommendation on here. All right, well, I think we can figure it out. They're usually pretty comparable. I think the crochet hooks tend to be a little larger, maybe a half size up to 1 size, and there's a pretty good flexible range within those hook sizes also. And I didn't even tell you the hook size on this. I apologize. Recommended. Thank you, Crystal. Both knit and crochet recommendations, and they both recommend a 5 millimeter H hook. And I used an I 5.5. And again, I think there's a good range with that one also. Depends on the project, how close you want your stitches, the closer the denser, how more open and lacy. So this one, I just, what's the color? Wild Berries, yeah. I just love these good colors for me, these gorgeous jewel tones. So that'll be fun to work up. There's a little bit of marled mixed in there, which is one of my favorites. Marled gradient self-striping, probably my combine all the things I love. And this appears to be a bit of a roving yarn too, so it goes a little bit thicker to thinner, which I also love. So this has a little bit of everything that I enjoy. I do see a little knot right off the top, so not real thrilled about that. I'll have to cut it, fix it, and hopefully that's the only one. So when I actually make up a project, I'll let you know about that, as well as how that is with the Tonal Hues yarn and how that is with mine. Okay, so that one will be the first project. This, I'm not entirely sure what I want to make with it. I got 3, so I really have enough to make something. And I finally am doing that. I've learned after all these years, sometimes I'll just buy one to try. Then I'm like, okay, a hat. I mean, there's only so much you can do with one. This is more than enough to make, 280 yards, even with a light number 3. This seems like one that might loft up, but it's also going to stick to itself. Now here's something else. We got a big blob of yarn attached to the yarn, and this will just pull off, but still. All right, that's two little flaws here, and I haven't even dove into it yet, but I think I'm going to love it regardless. So the marled, back to that, is when you have the base color and then another color wrapped around it. But it appears this was done in the dyeing process because this is a single ply, one strand, and you just have these gorgeous berry colors in there. A little hard to see how much they change, but I don't think too drastically. But wait, there's more inside. Ooh, that's another thing I like about these yarns. It's a surprise once you get in. The color changes. It's just exciting to me, and it mixes it up. So let's just give this a real quick try, okay? So this is a G plus, a US 7, so 4.5 millimeter. Just making a little chain, making it loosely. Oh, this is so nice. But it's a low lighting as far as the sheen goes. And it has a nice feel to it. Less of the plasticky. Ooh, look, and there's a little marled in here too. Oh, I'm so excited. That is nice. Look at that. Gorgeous. Put on the right side, stitch definition. Hope you can see that. And that's unique in the way that the yarn itself is kind of springy and bouncy, so it gives a very interesting effect. It looks textural, but you cannot feel it. It just adds so much more interest while being smooth at the same time. And if you come back when I have the tutorial, you'll see how the colors play out and that stitch definition that I'm talking about. Oh, it's so nice. And for a number 3 light, it's very easy to work with. Let me try a couple cross stitches. It's not super skinny. This is, again, the US 7, a G plus, a half size between a G and an H. I like how it looks a little more in the natural fiber. Like, it looks like it could be wool, but then it's more skin friendly. It's not splitty at all, so that's good. I would not expect it to be. And I thought it was more of a roving or semi-roving, but just because it looked like it might be to me. But okay, yeah, a little bit, not much. It's really quite consistent. It's so subtle. Like this one here that I'm wiggling with my thumb, you can see that's slightly thicker. But they do, each strand goes from a little thicker to thinner, and not by much. So far, it's really consistent. So again, when I work something up, I'll let you know. Oh, see, there's a thin strand, thinner compared to that. But it's not dramatic so far. I mean, this is just a little bit I've pulled. That's all I'm going to do now. I don't want to overwork this because these types of yarn, I don't want to say so much delicate, but you don't want to overwork by redoing, taking them out, because they have that natural halo and they'll just eventually get kind of fuzzy. This is just gorgeous. Look at the colors. Oh, love that. And look, I thought it would catch on itself. This type that can potentially, see, there it did. just a little. I went kind of fast. Again, this is one that I would go more slowly and make sure I'm pulling in the direction where your yarn comes out of your stitch, sliding right out. So yeah, it'll catch a little here and there. Just be a little more careful. Take your time with that. That's wonderful. I'm very excited about this yarn, and yeah, these colors. I mean, even though it's a self-striping, it's hard to say until I work it up, but even with having something like this paisley jacket, I don't think it would be too busy. It'll take me a little while. I have so much to go through in this house. Didn't come about overnight. So it's gonna take a little bit, but you know, one thing at a time, eventually get there. So Evie, if you're watching, yeah, I know exactly what you were saying. So I am there too. All right, so the last one I got is Marvelous Chunky, Mary Maxim Marvelous Chunky. I'm not sure why I thought I needed this. I wanted to try it, I guess, really, and compare to Premier Puzzle and the James C. Brett Marble Chunky. You familiar with that? It's sold in local yarn shops. Lovecrafts used to carry it, but I wanted to compare. Is it softer? Now, I really like Premier Puzzle, and 340 yards, 7 ounces, 200 grams. This is considered a number 5 bulky, and I would agree with that. On the lighter bulky end, it's recommending, again, in knit only, 6mm in knitting needles. So that's what I grabbed. J-hook, 6mm. All right, so let's give this one a try. I thought that was pretty. This is really outside of my box as far as colors. I first saw the coral, which I love. I love coral colors. And the aqua turquoise, I lean towards those a lot. I do like neutral sometimes, and then see more surprises. Look, there are some berry tones. So you actually get a mix of warm and cool tones in there. There's a really pretty yellow, not quite chartreuse, but leaning right in here. Again, with more of an aqua green and some peach colors. It just seemed fun, different. I just like trying different things now and then, because I could just get stuck and I go with the same colors over and over, and I don't want to get burnt out on those. So comparatively wise, like to Puzzle, I would say it's similar in weight. This is a little bit lighter weight than that. It is softer, and it feels like it could be a little more puddly. I think you can definitely go up a hook size or 2, depending on your crocheting tension, the hook, what you're making, all that good stuff. I not really feeling a center pull off, because I can tell once I do that, this is going to pull onto itself. And I will have to rewind the entire thing, which I'm not really into right now. So I'll just pull a little piece out. Oh, and as far as James C. Brett, that is not an inexpensive yarn. And I've tried it a few times, and unless it's changed, honestly, I am not that impressed with it. The colors, yeah, the colors are great. But I found it to be scratchy, not real soft on my skin, and a little bit irritating. This is what I can pull out for now until I'm ready to work with it. I'm just gonna do a quick little magic circle. Oh, see, that's pretty. That's like a lilac-y rose, mauve leaning. This is very nice. It's real soft, and it's not wound very tight at all. Everything about this yarn turned out to be a very nice surprise, and I am really glad I got it. You wouldn't believe how many times I took it out of my online cart and put it back in. And it's a 2-ply. They're wrapped around each other. Again, got that marled going. So apparently I have a theme here without even realizing it. Okay, so going with my J hook and the furls, and I might as well stick with the cluster theme. It's just easy to grip onto while I'm crocheting in midair. Oh, this is nice. Has a bit of a sheen, not real high shiny. Tell me, let me know if you would, please. I'm not ordering you what to do. Just asking if you've tried any of these. How do you like them? What do you think? Do you have a favorite? A favorite out of these if you've tried all 3, or a favorite color if you're into one of them in particular. And I'd love to know what you enjoy about this yarn and the kind of projects that you've made. Okay, that's nice. That lofts up beautifully. You can get a lot of warmth with that. So it gives you a little bit of an idea. I hope. I can't see with my glasses now, but the stitch definition, because this yarn lofts up a lot, it's there, but it's not really defined, which is fine. I mean, it doesn't always have to be so crisp and pop, because when the stitch definition is a little softer, it all blends really, really nicely. Because there's a lot going on with this yarn, I would go with the more simple stitch. Doesn't have to be all double crochet, but something that's not really intricate. Cluster stitches, mix some puff stitches in there, but you can just play around with the stitches. And look at that, pulled out, oops, and then I made a knot. So let's see how that comes out. Very easy. Be careful though, you see those 2 strands that wrapped around each other starting to separate a bit. So if you have a knot, just pay attention. The way it split like that, it was hard to tell which strand went on, like the strand that's wrapped went on which side of the strand that I'm holding, the tail end or the working end. But otherwise, this is really nice. 340 yards of a chunky weight. I didn't tell you the prices, did I? I think that was on, well, they were all on sale. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so Tonal Hues, they're $6.99 each. So I think that's fine for 5.3 ounces, 280 yards. Doesn't say what the regular price was, but they were 25% off. So this was on sale for $9.74, which I think is a good buy for the amount that you get, uniqueness and quality. That could make like a super scarf, a hat, and a cowl set, perhaps. Okay, and then I already told you the Tonal Hues regularly $6.99, so that was on sale $5.24. And then the Prism yarn, that must have also been $6.99 each, because that's also on sale for $5.24. I think it's really nice yarn, and those are great prices on all of it. So I'm excited to work with them. They are all nice in their own way. All right, well, that's all I have today. Woo, sun's starting to dip down behind those trees already again. I better get my behind out there with Ruby and let her get her zoomies out. She has lots of them. Okay, well, take care, everyone. Thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate you. All right, well, have a great rest of your day, and I will see you again soon in the next go round. All right, bye for now.